weekly dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise, motherfucker.
For your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Hide the rum.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the founding fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the machine. I am Brandon.
And I'm Ho-Ho.
That is not Matt.
No, definitely not.
No. If it is, he's got a real bad problem with his glands or something.
Right. I just blew up overnight, man. I don't know what happened. I had some raw sushi.
EpiPen, maybe?
It could have been.
Need to get shanked with an EpiPen.
Maybe a lack of one, maybe.
And howdy, Mr. Sean.
Morning. Evening. Something.
Yeah, whatever it is. It's one of those times. I mean, we
it's
kind
dark
of
outside. So,
we forget about that crap all the time. So we don't know what time it is half the time.
No.
Yeah, don't stop it. Bad microphone.
Well, when you touch it, stop petting it. Oh my God. It got excited.
Yeah.
It's like right in front of your face, man. I mean, you might get spit on a little bit.
Hey, everybody has their price.
Some are lower than others.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Right off the bat, I mean, we got a bunch of stuff actually we're going to get to, but the first one it's just a 38-second long clip of a University of Virginia student.
Yeah.
And but they say, I'm not even going to start with anything because you got to hear this first to understand what's going to go on.
Right. And I've not heard this clip, so I'm actually kind of,
you have not heard this?
No.
Oh boy, you're in for a treat.
I hope so.
Alrighty then. All right. I'm not even going to mute anything. I'm just going to let her roll.
Oh boy.
Public service announcement. Excuse me. If y'all didn't know, this is the MSC, and frankly, there's just too many white people in here, and this is a space for people of color. So just be really cognizant of the space that you're taking up, because it does make some of us POCs uncomfortable when we see too many white people in here. It's only been open for 4 days, and frankly, there's the whole university for a lot of y'all to be at, and there's very few spaces for us. So keep that in mind. Thank you.
And some dumbass is actually clapping about it.
Right. And
So, hey, I can ask you a question.
yeah. What's that?
I mean, it's an honest question.
Okay.
Are you nervous about, walking into a room full of white people?
No.
Are you nervous about walking into a room full of black people?
No.
What about the Mexicans?
They're shifty.
They're shifty. What about the Asians though?
Ooh, they're shiftier. They got them shifty eyes.
Okay. How can you see them?
Well,
We're talking about racism here. We might as well go with it.
might as well. I mean,
Because that's exactly what this is. I mean, that's what bothers me. Bothered me when I heard it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
we don't have that many spaces. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. As soon as you start talking, like, well, there's too many white people in here, and it's making us feel uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't feel uncomfortable about wherever I go. I don't care if it's white, black, Asian, green, whatever.
And the purple people, they kind of scare me out. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Barney.
If it's a room full of quiet people, then I get nervous.
They're up to something. They're planning. They're up to something. Yeah.
But then again, while you're watching the noisy, or the quiet ones, the noisy one's going to come up and kill you.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah.
It's just like what George Carlin said. Let's say you're sitting in a bar, and while you're watching the quiet one, the noisy one's going to come up and fuck you. He's like, okay, which one, one guy's just minding his own business, having his drink. You're watching him, and the other one's next to you saying, I'm going to kill the next jamming a knife into the bar, saying, I'm going to kill the next motherfucker that walks by. Who are you going to watch? I'm probably going to watch the dude with the knife. I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, either way you look at it, you're bound to get a show. So,
But anyhow, let's get back to this. So, what she said is absolutely inherently racist. It's insane that Why do I want to bring? I actually want to bring up segregation in this.
The thing
because they're wanting to go back to it.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing that annoys me is racism comes from a lot of different places, and it's not just, your how most people want to think of it. It comes all over the place, and that is blatant racism. Oh, I'm uncomfortable around white people. Well, that's racism.
Yeah, I'm not uncomfortable around anybody. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
I really just don't give a shit. Because to me, you're all equally worthless.
Right.
Besides, yeah, never mind. I'm not going there. What are What are your thoughts about this? And anybody, what are your thoughts about this? About just that, that 30-second clip, and then somebody actually dumb enough to clap about racism. Because it's not just white people that can be racist. I'm sorry that's hard for especially progressives to understand, but
apparently it's okay to be racist against saltine crackers.
I'm a toasted cracker though.
I'm more like one of them club crackers.
You know why I'm a toasted cracker?
Why
though?
are you a toasted cracker?
Because I'm Native American and German.
Oh.
So I wouldn't be whitey per se. I'd be a toasted cracker.
I took a survey not that long ago.
I have a nice dark sheen across my whiteness.
We're not talking about your nice white. We're not talking about your sheen right here. We're not. No.
No. Oh, yeah. Wait. YouTube, close your eyes.
No.
Hey, I proved it earlier. I mooned him. My ass is beautifully tan.
I don't know about beautifully, but
oh, it's beautiful.
All right, it's pretty.
Yeah.
What is wrong with us?
My first thought would be a lot. I mean, one of us is sitting here wearing a Zuck Fuckerberg shirt.
Right.
No, what's Sean got to say on this?
He says cereal. Let me grab it. My eyesight ain't what it used to be. Said they want their safe space, so be it. Here is your room, and if they want to put up a colored only sign, yeah, it's one step removed. Then a Bloomberg for president sign under it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what he's right though. I mean, they're looking for that
Absolutely.
segregation again, and I don't understand it. Isn't that one of the things that we, wasn't Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream a colorblind society where race didn't matter and it was about somebody's merit? Isn't that what he wanted? Yeah, that's what I thought. But apparently some people just kind of missed a message there. I had a dream. Well, wake up from it.
Yeah, because I mean that's no different than you coming over, somebody coming over to my shop like, well, I don't feel comfortable because you're the color of your skin. I could give a shit less. If you're good to me, I'm good to you. That's just how it works. And this what do you say now?
He put a good one in here. Frisk and search.
Shit.
I can read that, right?
Oh man, yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay. Frisk and search has completely loosed the black vote, tickling them with the nightstick and sprinkling some crack on them.
Holy shit. Mike paid me $150 to say that.
Oh, that's funny, dude. That's a good $150, dude. I'd vote for Mike.
Everybody has their price.
$150. I don't know. I'd do it for 1,000, maybe. I mean, if you're going to go all out. But what?
No, because that kind of shit gets us in trouble. You know that.
So.
I mean, just think about the video scripts that we got written up.
Oh, I know. I can't wait
One of them I have to get out there soon because it's going to lose its relevance if I don't. The other one we can actually wait for ever if we wanted to.
Which one are you talking about that's going to lose its relevance?
The first one I sent you.
Okay, yeah, you got it. Yeah, we got to get on that one. Now, the second one, I can't wait for that one. That one's going to be fun. The second one.
And by the way, I've changed my mind. I want the Borat.
The Borat?
The Borat. The Borat Keeney.
Okay. That'll be good.
This is no, I don't. I'm still kind of apprehensive about the whole butt cheeks thing. I mean, but we're dropping hints, but people will figure it out later. What do you say now? I'm looking at the screen for something else.
He says true. He says true. Somewhere he is paying $150 for social media influencers to say nice things. Y'all's got some followers, right?
Right.
Dude, there's actually a lot of people that are doing that now. You know, social media influencers paying them big bucks. You know, advertisers are doing that a lot more now.
I don't know what's going on, and apparently I must have been on
Quit yawning.
fire somewhere the other night because last night my phone kept ding and ding ding. It's like, what the hell is going on? Why is my Facebook, and it was the machine Facebook. It's like, why is it going nuts again? Somebody pissed because I get those.
That's the usual thing. You know?
No, it was like a huge rash of people liking the page. I'm like, well,
Sweet.
we really don't use the Facebook page all that much, so we don't. I mean, we do try to pay attention to it, but we do mostly, stream live throughout 5 different places, so we really don't pay that much attention to it. But when it started going off, I'm like, holy crap! What did I say? What did I do? Somebody's coming for me. But it was, I mean, honestly, thank you guys, and thank you for joining with us. If you're listening right now, and like I said, we're streaming everywhere through here, through YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, Periscope, all sorts of fun shit. And I did get a Spotify account. I just haven't done anything with it because I don't know what the hell to do with it.
Yeah, it helps whenever you get those going.
I don't understand it. There's too many steps and stuff. I'm not technologically inclined like that.
That's why there's instructions to say do this, do that, do the other, and you're good to go.
If that shit ain't written in crayon, I ain't gonna get it.
You graduated from the first grade. You can read.
No, I'm like Ricky.
Ricky Bobby?
No, I'm like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. The only way that man learned how to read was by instructions on the back of a box on how he cooks things. So step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. That's
well, they pretty much do that for you.
Like with computers. That's yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyhow, I'm sure everybody knows about the whole wonderful thing that's going on, especially in China right now with the coronavirus and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen, dude? Okay, whenever I have to admit something.
While you're saying that, I'm taking a redneck shot because shot glasses were,
Well, you just take that redneck shot.
I'm doing have a solo cup.
But I gotta admit something. When I first heard about the coronavirus, I thought the whole thing was like just a Facebook thing, especially considering some of the memes that were out there and some of the videos, the wife dumping all her husband's corona down the drain because, you're going to get the coronavirus. And until it was, I seen a news article, I'm like, oh, holy crap, this thing is real.
Dude,
wow.
They're literally caging people over there, okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, aside from caging people and apparently cremating a lot of bodies that they don't want to be discovered, North Korea has popped up and they've done something totally different, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they definitely did.
To one of their own public officials, nonetheless. Mm-hmm. What exactly did they do?
Oh, they shot him.
Oh,
they took him out back. Well, see, okay, now here's the thing. All right, they quarantined him once he got back from China, and this guy, living in communist North Korea, instead of taking his medicine and just stopping, he decided to go into a public bathhouse while he was supposed to be under quarantine.
So he risks the lives of a lot of people.
Well, yeah, and okay. I'm not condoning what North Korea did.
No, I'm not saying shooting him in the face is a fucking way to do things.
But the guy was kind of asking for punishment. Now, they went overboard on their punishment, but the guy was definitely asking for it. He was asking to get spanked, and they did a little bit more than spanking him.
Overboard on punishments when they add an extra cane to the cane whipping,
right?
Okay,
yeah.
or I don't know, shoving a fucking lamppost up his ass.
Well,
they shot the dude in the face. Okay,
right? Yeah,
that's some hardcore shit.
He definitely screwed up. He did something he shouldn't have done.
But did he deserve to get shot in the face over it?
No. Definitely not.
I'm just wondering because I mean that's what we're talking about right now. Dude got shot in the face.
Or at least he got shot. I don't know if he got shot in the face.
I'm pretty sure he probably got shot in the face.
Well, I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. I don't know if it says he got shot in the face or not. But yeah, I mean, they definitely went overboard on that. It's like, we're freaking out, man. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
I had a movie clip in my head. It happens sometimes. Yeah.
well, like you said, you know, he went to a public bath. He knew that he was infected, and he went anyway.
Well, he
that
didn't
is
know
a
that
bad
he was
thing,
infected. He was quarantined. Not that he actually was sick. You know, okay, we've had the same thing happen here.
We didn't shoot people in the face when they got sick.
Well, no, but we had a gal, with the Ebola scare. You know, a gal came back. I think she was a teacher or something, and she refused to stay under quarantine, and she still decided to go out. You know, she did the same stinking thing.
Yeah, but we just locked our ass up. We didn't go.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I mean, we didn't go overboard on that, and this guy went into a public bathhouse, kind of like the one that's in that one movie with that guy that shoots everybody. You know, kind of like that one. John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get movie references.
I've never seen John Wick, so how would I know?
It's a good movie. You should see it.
Yeah. Anyhow, well, like you said, the trade official was reportedly he was quarantined under a policy for isolating anyone who had been to China or had contact with Chinese people. He is, he is said to have fallen foul of the decree by their illustrious leader, Kim Jong-un, which vowed to rule by military law against anyone who left quarantine without approval. So he knew he was under quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And he did this anyway.
Yep.
In North Korea.
Evidently, he felt that since he was a public official, that he was kind of above the law.
Well,
he
I'm pretty sure being turned into a spaghetti strainer for your troubles is not going to help.
Yeah. He found out the price was wrong.
Yeah, price was definitely wrong. I don't have that up. So.
You don't have that? Aw.
No, I just don't have it up. We got it. I just don't have it up.
Oh, you got it? All right. Well, bring it up.
Man.
You're trying to use like 20 different tabs in the same stinking screen.
Would you just listen to Sean?
Okay, what'd Sean say?
Sean said something. You talk to
Well,
him.
what'd he say?
I don't know. You look at your screen and find out.
Well, I'll find out.
Fuck ass.
Don't you call me fuck ass?
You're a fuck ass. Do it.
In the World War Z book, the crap. All right, here we go. The Norks solved their zombie problem by one man pulling the other's teeth can't by incidents like this make me believe they would do it.
Yeah.
Pulling people's teeth so they can't bite them. Well, that's a good way to stop them.
But yeah, so you requested it.
I did too.
The price is wrong, bitch.
There you go. Yuppers.
And I'm pretty sure when they went to go shoot the dude in the face, they probably just looked at him like,
"Surprise, motherfucker!"
Sean says, "Tell him to close some of them window tabs." Well, the problem is he's got 3 screens to use, and he's ignoring one screen altogether. That's his problem.
I don't need that screen. I got this one.
Well, yeah, but you got 20 different windows that are up on there, and you keep flipping between the 2 instead of just...
Listen, pig fucker.
I'm not the pig fucker. You're the one that makes me squeal.
You're the... So what, is this what you want me to do? Is this make
that one or the other one? I don't care which one.
Does this make you happy now? Because now I'm going to be fucking confused. I'm going to be looking at the wrong fucking screen all the time.
Yes, I'm happy now.
Jackass.
Or do what I do. Put the other screen over there. Because I put that one on the 3rd screen. Or the 1st screen.
Now you're just being needy.
I'm not being needy. I'm just telling you.
Now I got to put it back.
No, I'm just telling you that you got 3 screens. Utilize them.
But now I'm going to be confused because this is going to be over here now. I'm going to be looking for shit. And it's not going to be in the same spot. All right, we're going to take a break. Me and him's going to argue this one out.
I like them there French fried taters. You did that facial expression way too well, man. That was good.
All right, we'll be right back.
I'm walking through fire. You know
down. 720 roll, taking over this town. There's something left to say when we come around. Stand up, stand tall, guns up. I'm walking through fire. Chasing desire. Say what I want in the one shot at the chance of a lifetime. Anything I believe I achieve, it's mine. Keep you at a distance, hoping you can find me. When all these rumors finally come and blind me. Ripping my chest as I scream at the skyline. Drop the bomb, mushroom cloud, watching fading time. I'll always have this fire in my eyes. Stand up, stand tall, guns up. I'm walking through fire. Chasing desire. Say what I want in the I don't call the cops, I don't say no names. I'ma get the phone, I'ma call the gang, we ready. You greedy and petty, the bomb left. We the new kings, screaming the best. Yes, you skinny and running, we hungry and coming for the throne of the land. Middle finger for nothing. We the church of the people, a killer's confession. X means evil. Stand up, stand tall, guns up. I'm walking through fire. You know I'm a fighter, chasing desire. Say what you want in the fire. You know I'm a fighter, chasing desire. Say what you want in the Say what you want.
You forgot to unmute, didn't you?
Yeah, I forgot to unmute. You know, it happens from time to time.
It does. I've done it too.
Unfortunately. I noticed you were admiring my shirt.
I was. I rather like that shirt. It's very nice. It's sexy.
Yes, it is.
It's got that little middle finger pointing right at you, and it's our favorite guy on there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's Zuckerberg. And for all of you who have ever been in jail from
Facebook jail,
it's Zuck Fuckerberg.
Exactly.
Because it could have been fuck Zuckerberg, but the designer decided
offensive.
it was Zuck Fuckerberg, so it's much better.
Yeah, I mean, the other was just offensive.
He does have the middle finger, and it's his own emojis. It has his middle finger, and it has two thumbs downs on his face and stuff.
Right,
it's actually quite well done. Yes.
Does it have like teardrops on there? Isn't that what the thumbs down is?
Yeah, the thumbs down are his teardrops.
Very nice, very nice.
So anybody who's ever been in Facebook jail probably needs to order one of these shirts. And where can they order for those from?
Well, they can go to stinkpickle.com, but you can't spell it right. It's got to be stinkpickle.com. And there you can find it.
Yeah, and you can find it there. And we got some other shirts that haven't even been put up yet on there.
Yeah, because the guy that does that's kind of like gone all the time.
No, he's just lacking. He's a lazy motherfucker.
Right, but he's gone all the time. I know this.
He does park on occasion.
Because it's me.
He does park on occasion.
On occasion.
Yeah. So he's got all this time to pick the lint off his scrotum. He could be doing the friggin' website.
I can't do that. Not whenever I'm like gone everywhere else.
Yeah, whatever. Okay,
Dude,
anyhow.
I can't.
Shut up.
Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Anyhow,
get away. Talk about the
like I said, and what's great about it though is we have a local company who somebody owns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they are not. Mind you, stingpickle.com. We own the rights to the shirts. Okay, we're the twisted people who own the rights to these shirts. But a local company actually produces the shirts for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, because they're awesome and stuff.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? We'll just listen to them. How's that?
Oh, okay, yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
All right, that'll work. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Are you searching for a unique gift? Something personalized for that special someone? Well, look no further. Skyscraper Vinyl offers a wide variety of custom-made products, sure to please even the most difficult person to buy a gift for. Skyscraper has anything from custom-etched glass products, vinyl decals, t-shirts, wood-based products, and even metal art. You can reach Skyscraper by phone at 217-827-7703 or visit them on Facebook at facebook.com/skyscrapervinyl. For handmade high-quality products, choose Skyscraper Vinyl. Hewitttville proud.
Oh, so it's that weirdo that does it.
Yeah, and that's the word from our sponsor.
Yeah. You know?
And we actually have sponsors, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
And we're always looking for more. So if you have a company that we think would fit with us, and if you're a band, especially like local bands and the national touring bands, we love you guys. We love, and especially the undergrounds. We love the underground music. So send that shit in. If you're interested, go to our Facebook, the Machine Radio Show, and send me a message, and we'll get in contact. I mean, I might even have you do a radio ID. We might do a commercial for your next show. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, we love our local music, and we love giving them a shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of our music is actually local, and we do play some. It's not mainstream music, but it is music that's, I guess, signed, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. That sounds good.
But that's just how we are. I mean, we love everybody up to a certain point. But what we don't love is socialism, apparently.
Oh, we hate socialism.
We hate socialism.
We do.
One of us, as family, really lived under that shit, and it's not so great now, is it?
No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. But most people they seem to get offended by this, especially the Democratic Socialists. And I'm talking about the Bernie bots that are running around. Apparently, they don't know that if you that stuff isn't free, and if you overtax people, then people are poor.
I seen something not that long ago, and it was talking about price of different things.
I'm gonna need a shot for this, aren't I?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna pour me a.
It was talking like fuel, cost of the taxes on fuel, the taxes on this, tax on food,
taxes
tax on everything. Yeah, but it's like all this free stuff, but your taxes jump up to where you're paying triple and quadruple the price of stuff, and that's only because of the taxes. That's not because the item itself went up, but how much money the government wanted for you to buy that item went up. And I was like, well, yeah,
right.
Duh. That's what socialism is. They got to get more money from places. Well, yeah, but you do run out of other people's money at some point, don't you? Oh, absolutely. I mean, they like to ignore this, but I like to point the finger to Venezuela. Oh, why is that? Well, please elaborate, sir. Well, simply put, Venezuela was us like 15, 20 years ago. Booming economy. They had because they are a coastal country. They had agriculture. You ever had Venezuelan oil. Coffee? Huh? You ever had Venezuelan coffee? Heck, I don't know. I'm not a big coffee drinker. Well, fuck your couch. I did. On occasion, yeah. It's
Well, it looked at me in such a way,
Oh yeah, it's got a dirty look on its
no,
face.
no,
It does.
we got to get back. Okay, what about socialism again?
But yeah, it's horrible, But Venezuela had a booming economy. They had agriculture, they had oil, they had everything they needed, and then government started taking over things. Government took over healthcare. Government took over the agriculture. And here's the thing, guys: whenever you have capitalism, okay, the people who are producing it, the people who are coming up with the ideas, with the the science, the research and the science and everything else, whenever people are doing that and there's a benefit to them personally for doing it, then people do it more. But when government takes over of it, then it's the government who benefits and not the individual people. And let's just face it, government is stupid. That one guy, congressman or senator, whatever the heck he was, that, was concerned about an island tipping over because of a military base being put on it. These people are stupid.
Guam's going to tip over.
Exactly.
The Marines are too heavy.
And you put these people in charge of agriculture, something that they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. And next thing you know, agriculture dies. And that's what happened in Venezuela.
Yes, listener Sean, it was the powerhouse of South America. Very much so. I mean, they were just killing it. Like he said, they were just absolutely killing it. But
yeah,
dude, they're eating their pets now.
Oh yeah, they're strays.
Okay.
Feral cats. They're bringing them in with the chicken.
I'm telling you right now, and I made the joke. I made the joke to my wife one time. I was like, if it came down to us starving or having to eat my friend over here because we got 3 cats, I was like, I'd make the best kung pao chicken you ever fucking ate.
Well, you're right, dude.
And she just looked at me and she's like, what? And I was like, actually, no, I couldn't, because those are my babies right there. I would starve to death before they would. So people having to resort to eating animals is really disturbing.
Oh yeah,
but it's
gotten bad down there. I mean, it really has.
But remember, they're trying to rebrand it. The Bernie bots out there like, it's democratic socialism. It's great. I mean, he just wants to hurt the upper class, the 1%, and then he's going to give us all this free shit. I'm like, it's not free.
Don't they understand that the upper 1% are the ones who are creating all the jobs? Okay, so you take the money from the upper 1%, and now they have to close places down, and they can't hire people, and now
socialism
lose
is basically
jobs.
Socialism is in essence redistribution of wealth, is it not?
No, socialism
under
is more
democratic socialism,
government.
the way Bernie talks, it's basically redistribution of wealth. We don't believe that this guy should have this kind of money, so we're going to spread it. We're going to take it and we're going to give it to you.
Yeah, and coming from a guy that's never had a job his entire life.
I mean, he's kind of like the reverse Robin Hood. He's not technically robbing the rich to give to the poor. He's robbing the poor to give to the poor, and they're gonna fuck it. They're gonna take that shit sandwich and they're gonna take a bite and thank him for the flavor.
Right.
It's.
I mean, granted, Bernie's never going to become president.
No, he's not going to become president, but we still have to talk about him because there are people that literally follow him.
Right.
And it's terrifying because, think about, let's just say, 70, 75 years ago when we were fighting against fascism and socialism.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way,
we knew our enemy, we understood them, and we destroyed them.
Yeah, it's insane that people would think, well, because Bernie calls it democratic socialism and twists the words just a little bit, that this is going to be a great thing to happen.
And wasn't there a president not that long ago that pretty well warned us of every single thing that we're going through right now?
Well, there was a couple of them, but who was the main one? I mean,
I'm talking about Reagan.
Oh, Reagan.
Absolutely.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
You lie.
I didn't know that. I'm learning.
Oh, you're learning. That's
learning.
what you call that. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he warned about this kind of stuff, and he even told them.
What would I do if I were omnipotent?
If you were impotent? What?
Omnipotent. That's what somebody asked. I'm like, okay, oh, cool.
Oh, that's funny.
We'll get back to that later. It's not impotent, dude. It's omnipotent. That's what he said.
Oh, right.
You
that's
fucking
different.
kids. All right. Anyhow, let's get back to Bernie. Because he rebrands this, people start to believe it, and that's just absolutely terrifying. Because again, what happens when you run out of other people's money? Under his plan, he's wanting to tax even the lowest among us, the people that are, just absolute destitute. It's like, well, we're still going to make you give about 46% of your fucking paycheck or more.
Actually,
it doesn't work that way. Oh shit.
And actually, I mean, the scary part about this is, and this is one of the things that they don't tell you. And this has held true in a lot, virtually every single socialistic country, country that has gone into socialism and fascism and communism, they don't talk about this. It might be the poor people that are voting this stuff in, but what
they're
happens?
Not smart enough to know that they're the ones that are going to get hurt the worst.
Right, but here's the untold truth about it, though. What happens whenever these countries actually do go full on socialism? You can't pay for all these poor on the bottom of the food chain, and so they basically get eradicated. This has happened in virtually every single country that socialism has gone full blown into, and you're seeing it now in Venezuela because due to the hunger, the starvation, these people are dying.
Right, but again, going back, like I said, going back to the whole taxes thing, they don't realize that this is going to hurt them because they're going to have less to spend. But of course, according to Michael Bloomberg, old Mikey, if we take away this money, if we overtax people, then they won't have as much money to spend on doing stupid shit, because everybody who's poor does drugs. But
no, obviously,
we've that's what he says. We've got more about Bloomberger and his fuckery here later, and of course we'll play the gun edit.
Yeah,
because it's mostly him.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it's just fucking nuts, and it's I don't even know how to describe it. The thoughts that people think this is a good idea.
I mean, all they're thinking of is free stuff, and I mean, let's face it. Who are the majority of people who think this is a good idea?
I like free beer and free food, but I'm sure as hell I'm not going to be like, well, You get what I'm saying.
Right, but I mean, that's the thing. I mean, where is this mostly coming from? People whom are, living with mom and dad, people whom are going to college, and basically the only thing that they've ever known is somebody else is taking care of them. They don't know where the money comes from. All they know is they flip this magical switch and the light comes on. That's all they know.
Right, and they don't, I'm looking at my own hands right now, okay?
Right.
I'm looking at how scarred, I mean, it's not just my hands. I mean, my whole body's scarred from work. But, I had somebody look at my hands, and I'm talking 5 years ago. I'm 39 now, so 5 years ago, they're looking at me and they're like, what the fuck, man? What is with your hands? They look like the hands of an old man. I'm like, well, I guess they are.
It's called working for a living.
I was like, yeah, I've done hard labor my entire life. That's what I do. So
And did you ever get a participation trophy?
No.
Me neither.
No. I sure didn't.
Yeah, back in our day, if you sucked, they wasn't afraid to tell you about it.
But
you either got good or you stopped.
I mean, literally, like I said, when you look down at my hands, I mean, they are horrifyingly bad. I mean, they're just beat the hell up. They do look old, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I loved doing what I do and stuff like that. I loved just being that way. You know what I'm saying. I don't regret a single one of these scars. I don't even regret cutting that finger off. It fucking sucked, but I don't want to.
It made for a good story.
Yeah. And I don't even regret the heart-shaped scar that's on the top of my foot. That's the size of a heart. From the burn.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, you
I
felt the burn.
I felt
that
the burn
day.
on
yes,
that one.
You did.
I didn't feel it in my pocketbooks, thankfully, but I felt the burn. But that's the thing about nowadays. They don't understand that hard work is actually important, and this is all you're doing by doing the socialist construct is you are taking from those people who are the producers, are the people who busted their asses for their entire lives and put their bodies through unimaginable hell, and you're taking away from them. And that's what Bernie's goal is to knock you down a peg or two. And that's bullshit. That's just not how it should work. And that's anybody who supports that is clinically insane in my book. But
Right. But that's why I said earlier, because Bernie Sanders is kind of, okay, now I'm going to say this, but follow me here. He's the Democrat version of Donald Trump. That's why they don't want him.
If they were
follow me here. Hold on. Don't argue with me yet.
Absolutely
let me make
fucking
my
opposite. But
let me make my point.
All right.
And this is why I say
carry
this.
on. All right.
Who put Donald Trump in office? Who got him the presidency?
You're looking at one of them.
Okay, but all right, who put, let's just say, Schiff in office? Corporate money. Who put Donald Trump in office? Himself. He spent his own money, put himself into office. And Bernie is the same way. He does not take money from corporate America. He takes it from people like, me and you, whom are, the middle class, the ones that are wanting all this. That's where he got his money from. That's why he's never going to become president. That's why they keep on changing the rules and everything to basically screw him out of getting the nomination. That's why. He's the Democrat version in the aspect of he does not accept corporate money. And, that's why I said it like that. And you are so distracted. I could say almost anything right now, and you'd just be like,
"Oh no!" So,
got them there French fried taters. What? Did you look at me in that tone of voice? That's a good anger face, man. That was very, very nice. But yeah, I mean, you're right though. I mean, they're wanting to take the money from the upper 1%, and they're going to be the ones that are getting hit. You're not going to have the jobs, and the people that are going to be most hurt from this is going to be the middle class, and of course the poorest among us.
Right, and but that was my point exactly. Is people don't understand it. This shit adds up. Okay, if you let Fuckface Deluxe, Weekend at Bernie's walk in there, and he takes over, and he's like, well, we're gonna tax you at 46%. Okay, so that's 46% of your income. Fuck off.
You forgot to mute your phone.
You know what that means, though? When somebody calls, what's the rule?
You got to put them on air. Speakerphone.
You're on air.
Shit, man. Why do I always play on Thursday nights?
Yeah, you done fucked up, AA Ron.
I know.
Speak away, son.
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. We're talking about your buddy Bernie Sanders.
Oh, sweet. What about him? Am I getting free college?
You're in the National Guard. You're earning your college. Don't be a bitch.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm in the reserves. Thank you very much. I'm not a nasty boy.
Yeah, same fucking thing.
Whatever.
Anyhow, what's up?
I was just calling to see how you were doing. It's been a minute since I've talked to you.
Well, we're talking away, so.
Yeah.
In fact.
What specifically are you talking about with Bernie Sanders?
Oh, well, I was just getting into the fact that people don't understand that when, this man wants to get in, and even the lowest among us, he wants to do 46% basically of their income. So that's 46% that you're already out, okay? So that leaves you with 54%. Now let's add up all the taxes that he wants to raise. Let's add up your motor fuel tax. He wants to raise all this stuff up on the federal level. To the point to where, basically you're just going to be working to pay taxes.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, I'm not, I can't really have a opinion because I'm not, I haven't done my research yet, so I don't want to make myself look stupid on air, but maybe I should do some research.
We make ourselves look stupid on air every week, dude. We make ourselves look stupid on air every week. You get used to it.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't have the knowledge about the topic to give my honest opinion.
All right. Well, let me ask you an easy question, and Jared will back me up on this. Would you rather pay higher taxes or keep more of your own money to spend as you see fit?
I'd rather keep more of my own money.
Well, you're in agreement with about 90% of the American populace. The only problem is some of them are still progressively ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And technically speaking, well, you haven't said your name on air, so we can talk about it all we want. You're because you're under Uncle Sam's cloak there. You're technically not supposed to have an opinion about this at all.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm choosing my words wisely.
Well, you can say whatever you want. Your name's not on air.
Well, that's true, but
We'll just give you a name. What kind of name should we give him?
How about Phil?
I want Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby works.
Nah.
Why not Ricky Bobby?
Come on. It goes perfect with the show.
I was going to say Private Ginger Snap.
Oh, what I see now, you're starting to reveal things about my identity, though.
Not true.
It's very true.
Are you a private? Or are you specialist?
I am not.
So you're not special?
Although I may act like a shammer, I'm not.
See, now you're going too far, man.
But see, nobody knows who you are. They don't know your name. They don't know what you look like or anything else like that. So right now, you are Private Ginger Snap to me.
Well, I guess that'll work. How about we Private Ginger Snap, a.k.a. Ricky Bobby?
Yeah, okay.
All right, that works.
All right. Now I forgot where I was going with this.
Well, sorry I don't have some cool story
no
to tell you
idea.
about how a doorknob's messing off of apartment 1, but, you know.
Yeah, we don't. They finally put the doorknob back on apartment 1. I noticed.
They did finally put the doorknob back on apartment 1, and there's not, I'm assuming it's a single female type person that is not rowdy.
So far.
So far, she's been okay. I gave her the week or so to move in, get everything, hammered into the wall, so she quits knocking shit off on our wall and stuff like that. So.
See, every once in a while, I honestly, and I have thought about it. I just want to. Oh, son of a bitch!
What are you doing?
Somebody's listener is Snapchatting me as we're talking, so I'm being violated by all fucking angles here. But back on topic. Okay. The first thing one of the first things that Bernie said he wants to do is he wants to do college debt forgiveness, and he wants free college for all. Question: who do you think pays for that stuff?
Taxpayers.
Okay.
So you've got all these people that are like, oh yeah, free college stuff, cool. But what they don't understand is by him raising the taxes, that's what is going to pay for their, debt reduction. I'm assuming. I don't know. That just makes sense to me that the only reason he'd want to raise the taxes so much is so he could, pay off student loan debts.
Well, remember though, according to his followers, he has everything planned out. He has it all paid for, and it's only in a couple trillion. I mean, they don't even know what trillion apparently is.
Yeah,
it's so big it has no meaning anymore.
Shit.
Don't get me wrong. The student loan is something that I think needs to be taken care of, but it doesn't require it to be taken care of in the way that he is proposing to take care of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, think about what you said. What's the key word that is in that entire sentence?
And what needs
loan?
The loan needs to be taken care of.
Loan, but what does loan mean? Pay back with interest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the actual definition of a loan: is to pay back with interest. It's not a fucking gift. So no, just like literally like 20 minutes before the show, I had a guy telling me that I hated children because I told him I said I refused to pay for their college.
But
I paid for my college out of my own fucking pocket.
But that's one of my problems with a lot of these things. Because you got people that are going to school, and all they're doing is spending $50,000 on gender studies. How are you going to get
weaving or some shit?
How are you going to get a return on that investment? Okay, where are you going to get a job at? Oh, another college. Oh, the college that you went to. Isn't there a teacher already that's filling that position? So why are you wasting? Who in their right mind is going to give them that loan, knowing that they're going to school for that? That's irresponsible and that's stupid. No wonder why people aren't able to pay back their loans, because they're charging a student that much money for that degree that's BS. And
Right.
two,
I'm not-
somebody who's stupid is actually going to school for that.
I'm not arguing that point, but the fact that the fact that they are, getting this loan, knowing that full well they're going to have to pay it back with the interest because that's upfront and personal. When they tell you that, and they're like, "Well, now I want the government to bail me out."
Not only that, they are getting the loan given to them whenever the people who are giving them the loan knows that they're not going to be able to pay it back. I mean, it's a two-sided street thing right there.
Right, but I'm still not going to pay my taxes to put another kid through college that I don't own.
Right, and that should be on the hands of the bank. It's like you were the idiot that gave them the loan, therefore you deal with it.
Hey, Private Ginger Snap, what are you thinking about this?
I couldn't really hear what he said, but
We have a call-in number if he wanted to do that.
Yeah, we could just do a call-in number.
what's that?
We have a call-in number.
You have a call-in number?
Yeah, we can make you call in.
Either way, however, whatever you guys want to do.
Hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right at the moment is I'm going to go take a break, and I will text you and tell you when to call with the number and when to call.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
All right, we'll see you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, now
You going to put that thing on silent now?
hell no, it's fun when people call because then you got to put them on air. That's the game. Matt knows it. Matt had to put his work phone on air one night,
Oh, that's funny.
and they had no idea.
Oh, that's even
He was sitting
funnier.
there talking away, and I'm sitting there doing commentary as he's talking, and Matt's like, stop it. Like, but it's funny. It's great. This is awesome. All right. Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
What's up, everybody? This is Jess from Sons of Cain, and you're listening to the Machine Radio Show.
What you listening to?
The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said.
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the show.
Okay, he's saying his call can't be completed as dialed, so that's not the right number. Oh. My bad.
What'd you do?
Apparently I put 227 instead of 217.
Yeah, it's 217.
I fat fingered. Fuck off.
Okay.
Hey, don't tell me what to do. You're not my real mom.
How do you know? Wait. Yeah, never mind. You did call me daddy once.
That was a private affair. You're not supposed... Now all my listeners are going to know. What the fuck? Hey, it was a truck stop. There was a glory hole, and I needed money. It just happened to be you.
It was worth it. I had no problem giving you that money.
There's nothing wrong with us.
There's a lot.
Howdy.
How are we doing?
Oh, it worked.
And there he is.
That's amazing.
You know, I got a question, though. Why is it that Private Ginger Snap's only playing through my left ear?
Because it's mono.
Ugh.
You know, I thought I had mono for one time. It just turns out I was really bored.
I did have mono once. And it was funny because the doctor, upon walking out of the room, said, "It's the kissing disease." And I'm like, "Thanks, doc. Whatever happened to patient doctor privilege and stuff, confidentiality?"
Not only that, how nice of him to actually... I would have, in your shoes, I would just look out there and be like, I got to kiss somebody first, dude. Come on.
Dude, I was married at the time. Thank you very much. Okay, all right. I see your point.
Yeah, see even Private Ginger Snaps in on that one.
Okay, so are we going back to the college topic?
Negative. We're moving forward. We've got a lot to go. We've still got a lot to get through, and we're already an hour plus into the show.
Boy.
Well, our next one, actually, you're going to enjoy.
Hey, would you
enjoy
turn him
with
up
us.
a little bit?
Which one is it?
The one that has a phone on it?
The phone on it?
Isn't that what I told you before?
Maybe I can just
there
make
you
him
go.
talk louder. How's that? Or is he trying to be quiet?
I say I can hear him fine now. We're good.
All right, you fuckers. I'm deaf. It didn't matter to me anyway.
What?
Huh? Did you say something?
What did you say?
Anyhow, no, this one you're definitely going to be able to probably deal with as well, because when it comes to people being intolerant, there was an ex-NYPD officer who was punched at his Nashville, Tennessee birthday party because he was wearing a red hat.
It was mistaken.
It was mistaken, but he's...
Mega cap.
Yeah. The man's hat is red. It says, "Make 50 great again." He was having his 50th birthday party. And somebody, because of his hat, because they're, we're the intolerant ones and they're the most tolerant people on the planet. He gets punched in the face because his hat was red.
And it looked like a MAGA hat. And I got to be honest, this type of stuff absolutely infuriates me. Because in Obama's presidency, he said, by action, by whatever, that laws don't matter, your feelings do.
Yeah, it's exactly what he tried to put across. What do you think about that, Private Ginger Snap?
I mean, let's start from the beginning. Who was the guy that punched him in his face? I mean, was it a guy that he invited to his party, or was it
a
just
chick.
a guy that was... what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So was she invited to the party, or was she just kind of out in public and saw this guy with the red cap?
Just
and
out in public.
walked onto his face? Oh, I don't get that. I mean, I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me why people have to resort to violence to quote, get their point across. I mean,
exactly. But even regardless, even if it did say "Make America Great Again" or "Keep America Great" or whatever else like that, instead of making 50 great, I know people are going to get pissed at me for this one. I can hear the wheels turning. The hate mail is going to start rolling again. If I was wearing that hat,
Mm-hmm.
and I got spun around and some chick cracked me in the face, I'm splitting her fucking wig.
Oh, you damn straight you are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This whole chivalry, means that women can beat your ass without you doing any sort of response.
Well, here's my thing. I will never hit a lady, but I'll beat the shit out of a bitch. If they want equal rights, I'll equal right punch them in the face.
That's exactly what I was going to point out. They're all about equality, but except for when they, are threatened with getting beat up. It doesn't make any sense to me how they're going to preach one thing and then try and get away from another.
Yeah, right. I want equal rights and equal this and equal that. Okay, well now you're going to be put in the draft. Never mind.
Well, remember, and Antifa is supposed to be anti-fascist, but yet their actions prove otherwise. Their actions are 100% brown shirt fucking fascist. And a person like this, I mean, you know what? For 8 years, I had to deal with people wearing Obama shirts. I had to deal with them having Obama stickers and stuff like that. And I never once thought, I'm going to go punch that person in the face because they feel differently than I do.
Wait, you did. You just didn't act upon it. And that's the difference.
No, it never crossed my mind.
Really?
It never crossed my mind to go punch this bitch in the face because he or she was wearing, an Obama 2020, 28 or 2016 hat or something. Whatever the fuck it was.
What year that was,
2012. Dude, I'm getting old. Okay, fuck off. Hey, I don't want to hear a private ginger snap. You listen to you live close enough to me. I can come and kick your ass.
Hey, you know what? I feel old. Does that count? I just got back from the gym and am realizing that my body is not going to keep up with me if I continue to do this.
Yeah, it never does. Trust me.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I had somebody ask me the other day if I would like to get back into MMA and stuff like that. I'm like, what do I look like, Randy Couture?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not the phenom. I'm going to get my ass whipped.
Yeah.
Because I'm too old for that shit now.
I'm sure you'd love to cut off about 20 years and go back to it, but
Oh hell yeah! I mean, if it would have been as popular as it is now, when I was when I was younger, there's no question I would try to make a career of it.
Yeah.
I'd get in the cage and toss hands for six figures. No shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But anyhow, we got to get back to this since we went off on a tangent here. But this sort of thing, like I said, it never crossed my mind. I know it never really crossed a lot of people's minds. I mean, sometimes you just look at somebody and you're like, okay, that dude's got a punchable face. There's no question about it. You have that. I mean, when I look at Schiff, I just want to punch.
Throat punch.
No, I would try to punch him in the eye, but the problem is my fist is it's decent size, but it'd probably fit through his eye socket with them big ass fucking buzzards. He's got on his face. But it's still, I would never walk up to somebody and be like, "You like Obama?" Yeah. Punch in fucking grill. It just never crossed my mind. It really didn't. I mean, I don't know about you, but do you think this sort of thing is okay? If somebody sees it sees differently than you do, should it be okay to just go up and fucking punch him in the grill?
I mean, absolutely not. To me, it doesn't. It doesn't matter how different of an opinion you have than me. I personally will never resort to violence whenever you have a different opinion. That's just me. But,
yeah. Jared, you got anything?
I don't know how many people have that same view as me, but that's just how I am about it.
No, I'm in complete agreement with Ricky Bobby there.
Yeah.
And yes, I just called him Ricky Bobby. So, ha 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 ha.
People are going to be confused and think there's two people. Like, oh, who's Ginger Snap? And then we got Ricky Bobby.
Right.
They'll get used to it.
Well, since you refer to yourself as Ricky Bobby, the next video I'm going to do is going to be you running around, rolling around, and smacking yourself in the head.
Put the imaginary fire out.
Yep.
Put out my friend's imaginary fire.
Yep.
Help me, Wonder Bread.
Help me, Tom Cruise, with your witchcraft. Yep. Next time I see you, you're going to be doing that shit too.
I am.
I don't care if it's fucking -2 degrees outside. You're outside in your fucking skivvies.
I'm telling you what. You text me when you're on your way home tonight. I'll get ready.
Your wife is going to hate me. You know that, right?
It's okay. She probably won't let me go over to the shop anymore, but oh well.
She'll get over it. Anyhow, let's move on, because we the reason why I wanted to bring that up before a lot of these other stories is because of that. Because of the whole, I don't believe it's, even if you like Bernie Sanders or Michael Bloomberg, I might think you're a blooming idiot, and I would like to punch you in the nuts. I'm not going to run up and punch you in the nuts because you have a difference of opinion than I do. Virginia is becoming very, very bad about this, and up to and including now, the Virginia House has actually passed a bill to give the electoral votes to the popular vote winner, basically circumventing what the Electoral College is in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And after,
if you'd like to go ahead, Jared.
After President Trump's victory, a lot of states were talking about this, and it actually cracks me up because the Democrats were going on the whole aspect of popular vote good, electoral college vote bad. And if you remember, back to just a little while ago, the Iowa caucus, what happened? Basically, it was Bernie Sanders who won the popular vote, but popular vote now is bad and electoral college vote good, and then they wanted to hand it off to somebody else.
They wanted to give it to butt keg.
Uh-huh. Can you say hypocrisy much?
Well, there's a lot of questions I have on us. I mean, you're a relatively smart human being. I would hope, Mr. Private Ginger Snap.
Yes.
Do you know what they would call us, especially in rural communities, if the Electoral College didn't exist?
Not really. I mean, you want to educate me on that?
Do you want me to give you the actual name and explain to you what it is, and then we'll elaborate from there?
Please.
Okay. What would happen in especially rural areas? The vote would no longer. It would basically cease to exist. It would turn, especially like your farmers and low level people like me. It would turn you all into serfs, and that basically means you are, without giving the actual definition, you would be a servant to the rest. Go ahead, Jared. I see.
More or less, what it amounts to and what you have in this country right now is whenever it becomes, they're only basically looking at popular vote. If they're only looking at popular vote, it's the people who are more apt to agree with the overbearing power of the government. They're the ones who are basically voting in the president. So you're talking all the population centers are going to vote one way, the ones who are used to government control and government interfering with every aspect of their lives. And then you have the rural America where people are basically governing themselves because they don't have the heavy-handed government over there.
Right. Well, and let me ask our caller though. Given the fact that the founding fathers put in place the Electoral College to keep just a certain number of counties from taking over the entire country, do you think this is a direct violation of the Constitution?
I mean, I would have to say that it is, because I mean, if they're basically trying to get rid of it, then that's not how it works. Things weren't put into the Constitution to be like, I don't really like that. Let's just not participate. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and what they're basically trying to do is, and this is House Bill 177 that we're talking about in Virginia, which is another one of the the multitude of fuck ups that Virginia is pushing out as of lately. They said they want to incorporate Virginia into a little area called the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, which is an agreement established by each participating state's laws to put its electoral votes towards the winner of the national popular vote instead of the state's own popular vote, which, like I said, basically turns you into serfs, and it takes away your vote, period. Because the metropolitan areas would be the only ones allowed to move forward with their candidate.
There's a paragraph in here that I want to read. Levine noted that because that's who was the basically co-sponsor of the bill, a guy, Mark Levine.
Yeah.
He noted that
Not
the presidential,
Mark Levine.
Mark Levine, different guy.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Like, wait a minute.
Different guy.
Person here or what?
Levine noted that presidential candidates tend to campaign only in a handful of bellwether states rather than visiting all of them. A strategy that tends to slight heavily Republican and Democratic states whose votes are less likely to be up for grabs. And you're right; they both do that. That's why they, Illinois.
A Democrat would want to go to a Republican state. A Republican would want to go to a Democrat state,
or at least a purple state.
Right. They want to try and change that vote for themselves.
Exactly.
But as you were.
That was it. That was, that's one of the things that they are talking about as a negative as far as how candidates, campaign. But it's like, okay, well, I understand why they do it. If it's a, Democrat controlled state, neither party's going to go in there. The Democrats don't feel as though they need to because they look at your vote as guaranteed for them, and the Republicans feel the same way.
But he is also completely backwards in what he says too. He says it allows every single citizen in the United States to have a free and equal vote. This has taken away that free and equal vote.
Right, exactly.
And I mean, to me, if I'm running for office, I'm not going to go to the states that I'm pretty confident are, I'm going to win. I would want to go to the states that, I may not have as much of a chance in, to try and get as many.
Persuade them.
Enough of the votes to win that state or that area.
Precisely. And absolutely, and that's how they do it.
You got to press the flesh, do some politicking.
Yeah. You like pressing the flesh.
That's
a Joe
where that
Biden
comes
thing
from.
right there.
Well, yeah, but I don't like snipping kids.
But do you like them rubbing your leg hair?
Well, but only if they're of the darker variety.
In the pool.
Yeah, in the pool.
That was a jacked up thing, man. Holy crap,
dude! When he said that, I'm like, wait, what? So you're telling us right now that
pedophile.
No, he was trying to combine race in with pedophilia, and he's like, these little black kids were, because my hair was so blonde on my legs, I was letting them rub my legs and stuff like that. Like,
rub my leg, man.
You know what that sounds like, right?
I did not have sexual relations with that kid.
You sick fuck. Oh, jeez. But moving on from Virginia and their fuckery, and because actually I'm gonna go back on Virginia just a little bit for our caller here. Again, everything that they've been doing so far is inherently progressive and insane, which is kind of similar to what the state of California is pulling off. Because whatever California does, Illinois is sure to parrot. But
right.
Yep.
Same situation, but here's the thing though. Most Americans, and this is not I would say the majority, which at least 60% of, which is more than half for those of you who don't take to math very well. The majority of Americans believe that they are actually better under Trump. And I'm bringing this up only because, literally, I mean, polls are bullshit. We know it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
But,
Especially
because...
ones by a specific broadcast company.
You wouldn't be talking about CNN, would you?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Or maybe MSNBC.
Yeah, one of the two.
The Clinton
Both.
News Network.
Why not both?
Yeah, the Clinton News
Like that
Network.
old commercial about taco shells. Why not both?
You're right.
Uh-huh.
Well, a lot of people are saying, they 61% actually say that they are absolutely better off. And it's the highest. That's the highest percentage recorded during a re-election year of any incumbent president in history. So he's doing something right, and 52% of them actually responded, and they said it's easier for them to go out and buy things at stores. A lot of other people, I don't know what the percentage is because I do not have it in front of me, but they're saying their 401ks are doing absolutely phenomenal. Their portfolios and stuff like that are doing great.
That's one of the things that I heard not that long ago was, in some of these, more urban areas, a lot of these people are not feeling the benefits of Trump's presidency. And it's like, okay, well, stop and think about that for a second. You're in a Democrat Party controlled area, and you have all these different things that are in the way of you, reaping the benefit of a Trump presidency. But even now, with the USMCA, replacing NAFTA with the trade deal that has been, signed with China, you have
who. I'm going to ask this to our caller here. Who signed NAFTA?
Sure. Couldn't tell you, to be honest. I'm not as versed on this kind of stuff as you guys are.
I also forgot that you're about 10 years old, too.
Yeah, exactly. So.
He's a child soldier.
No.
I'm a child.
NAFTA was put into effect by Slick Willie Bill Clinton. And it basically opened the door for... And this is the ironic part, is this is how bad the Democrats have been good about shooting themselves in the foot. Because when he... basically what NAFTA entails is, you can move on to greener pastures.
Mm-hmm.
So what's a business going to do if they get overtaxed? Where they're gonna move on to a greener pasture, correct?
Yeah.
You have to open the door for businesses to go to, China, Canada, Mexico, wherever else that they wanted to go to avoid the taxes from the United States. So every time they raise the taxes, what are they doing? They're killing industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Taking away jobs.
Exactly.
And that's why a lot of the automakers moved overseas, at least their factories and whatnot moved them overseas, killing Detroit, killing, Pennsylvania steel, killing, Chicago steel, killing all these industries that made the urban areas.
But yet
employed hundreds of, if not thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But yet the USMCA, on the other hand, which is, the Mexico-Canada-U.S., trade agreement, it levels the playing field and it gives them more incentive to bring their businesses back. The trade war, you're a trucker, you drive to Canada all the time.
Mm-hmm. They honestly hate it whenever foreign companies do business up in Canada.
Right.
Canada hates that. They hate it whenever foreign companies are doing business up in Canada. It's like, what? There's not a company in Canada that does this? Oh, well, yeah, there is, but we're just better. I've basically said that to a Border Patrol agent. I don't think he was happy with me that day.
No, probably not.
No.
Was it Canadian Mounted Police?
Well, no, he was sitting in the chair.
Was it A?
Well, I mean, he was a Canadian A guy, but A.
Canadian A guy.
For sure.
Yeah. Sorry.
True story. It actually happened. But yeah, I mean, they hate it. You know, they absolutely do because, you know, they believe what most Americans do, and that's, you know, that Canadian money should be spent on Canadian industry to help Canadian people, and of which case I can't argue with that. Of course you'd want you'd want it to stay at home.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't fault them for that kind of thing.
You sure?
No.
Absolutely not.
But you like the Canada.
No, not really.
Blame Canada. They're not even a real country anyway. South Park. Dickweed. It's South Park. No, I'm being looked at over here like, where the hell did that come from? I'm like, dude, it's just South Park.
I was kind of wondering why he was throwing a South Park reference in there.
Well, you got to blame Canada.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we're going to have... We actually got to take another break. Believe it or not. Would you like to stick on the line and listen to us bullshit, or are you just going to listen the other way?
Unfortunately, I have to get everything ready for bed, so I will have to go.
Oh. What a woman.
But I will save the number in my phone and more than likely call back next week, if that's all right.
That works for us.
Awesome,
Maybe I
awesome.
can have some more stuff prepared so I can actually participate in conversation.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, then. Well, everybody have a good rest of the night and enjoy the conversations, and I will be listening from the podcast or however I can get a hold of it.
All right.
All right. Thank you much. Have a great one. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, and we're going to take a break. We'll be right back because one of us has got to pee again.
What?
I got to pee.
Again?
Yes.
What the hell, man?
My
What did you
penis needs
drink?
drained.
Again?
Right? He's had to pee like 4 times already.
All right, well, we're taking a break.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Let's burn it fucking down! Yeah! Back from the dead to tell you that I'm alive. Kill me your way, but I survived. Fuck the blueprint, I'll redesign. Death or exile, you decide. Tell them all that I made my name. Tell them all that I played my way. Found the feeling went face to face. Now it's mine to send up with flames. That's right, here as it's far as you go. That's right, here as we're on the control. That's right, here is as far as you go. Burn it all down, burn it all down. I don't give a fuck. Burn it all down, burn it to the ground. Things are flames, go inside. Burn it all down, burn it all down. Fuck what they say, fuck everything. Lies and rage, gasoline. Kill it all, kill everything, and burn it all down, burn it all down. Inside when I close my eyes, vision built that you can't deny. Born and bred to take back what's mine. Break a bow down, you decide. Tell them all that you can't be saved. Tell them all that you dug this grave. Learn to live in this mess you made. Now it's mine, sent up in flames. That's right, here as it's far as you go. That's right, here is the end of the road. That's right, here is as far as you go. So burn it all down, burn it all down. I don't give a fuck. Burn it all down, burn it to the ground. Things are flames, go inside. Burn it all down, burn it all down. The time is up, there's no return. Fuck them all, watch them burn. Yeah, 'cause I don't give a fuck. Fuck what they say, fuck everything. Lies and rage, gasoline. Kill it all, kill everything, and burn it all down, burn it all down.
Hey lefties, liberals and progressives. This is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no. This old boy's wild. We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm going to need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do.
Thank you very much, the FCC, for proving that free speech just isn't free.
Which is why we are not on Celestial Radio, because we would be fined out the ass.
Oh, you damn straight.
We would have to probably be, like, I don't know, Bloomberg rich. Because we get fined so much.
Right.
Like, check.
Yeah, we just have, like, money on retainer to send home.
Yeah, if they find you, like, $300 per cuss word, we'd be up to, like, $10,000 a show.
Right. Fucking right we would be.
You can't say that.
Oh, shit,
yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
can, because we're we're not on Celestial Radio.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Anywho.
Oh, right. Well, let's bounce back a little bit to Bernie.
I just love Bernie. I really
Sanders. Why do you love Bernie?
Because he's just like the best old guy that's ever existed. Besides Santa Claus. I don't know.
What about Charlton Heston? He was an old guy. He was awesome. Yeah, see, yeah, whatever. Okay, we'll just... Anyhow,
back to the article.
Anyhow, Bernie Sanders is not known for his economic intelligence.
He's known about as well as AOC is, Miss Potato Head. For her genius outlook on things.
How dare you?
Oh, I dare.
Anyhow, one of the Wall Street guys has something to say about the possibility of Mr. Sanders ever being president. What do you say?
Oh, well, this is actually pretty good. I got to scroll back up to it because I love this headline. Wall Street giant says Sanders would ruin the economy. That's what he said.
Really?
That's exactly what he said. But he goes a little bit further though, because I love this.
And it's the dude from Goldman Sachs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or was Goldman Sachs? What's his name?
That guy that's right there on the screen.
Blankfein?
Yeah, Blankfein.
Lloyd Blankfein? Okay.
Yeah. Lord Blankfein? Really?
Yeah.
That's what it is? Are you kidding me?
Nope.
They call him a lord.
Lloyd, jackass.
Durka. I love that first paragraph right there, though, because that just says everything about Bernie Sanders' outlook with billionaires. Does it not?
Would you go ahead and
I'd love to read that.
Regale us on what this is.
It says Bernie Sanders has proposed a wealth tax on the richest Americans. Citizens criticized big businesses for turning huge profits while paying little in taxes and said he believed that billionaires should not exist. Wow. So he's basically talking about taking all of their money and not actually just giving it to the poor.
Just taking it.
Giving it to government. I mean, think about it. This is a guy who, again, guys, let me paint the picture of Bernie Sanders. This is a guy who's never worked a day in his life. And how many houses does he have in how many states?
More than I have.
Like I think he's got like 5 or 6 different houses, doesn't he?
I don't even have a house. I live in an apartment. I'm poor folk.
Right. But I mean, yeah, coming from this guy who gets his money from people who are dumb enough to believe that this is actually going to benefit them. that's where he gets his money from, and he takes all that money and buys a lot of houses with him and moves all over the place and talks about, you should give me your money so that this way I can make whatever.
Yeah, you're in a capitalist nation. Just to let you know, it's not a socialist nation. It will not be a socialist nation. And I find hilarity in people who point at certain programs and say that they are socialists when they're actually not.
Yeah,
but anyhow, aside from his economic stupidity, some of you, and I know at least one of them in person, who is a huge Bernie fan. I mean, if the guy dropped his dick out his fucking zipper, he'd take a mouthful. This person is that much.
He has that much?
Is that much? He's that much into Sanders.
Or Sanders is that much into him.
He would take a shot. Well, it could be both. He would probably let him. But
are we horrible people?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
But according to people like Bernie, we are definitely, the way they describe us is something special. I mean,
You fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
that's what they think of us, especially in Virginia, apparently.
That's definitely what they think of us.
But going back to what I was saying, this guy is so ingrained with Bernie, but he owns firearms. I'm like, Bernie doesn't want you to own anything. No, he's not really going to go for. Are you a fucking idiot? Because that's like 90% of his platform is taking away, the average citizen's right to own a firearm.
And Bloomberg and all of them are saying the same thing. They want to take, and when the government starts talking about taking away your guns, after 240 some odd years.
What are they afraid of?
Well, they're afraid that they're going to. Well, they know they're about ready to do something that's going to get them shot. That's what that amounts to.
It's very possible. Anymore, some stuff like that, I don't doubt.
Well, that's what it amounts to me. I mean, if they're concerned about me having a gun, that means that, after this long that we've been able to have them, then obviously they think we're going to use them on them.
But anyhow, like you said, he proposed a billionaire tax and everything else like that. Well, in Tuesday's Democratic primary in New Hampshire, he made. Oh man, I don't even want to, reference this. Has made plausible that Wall Street has, for months, considered a worst-case scenario the inauguration of President Sanders.
That's just terrifying, is it not?
Absolutely. And he's an avowed socialist. I mean, there's no question about it. And I don't give a fuck if you put the word Democratic or, if you take a piece of shit.
All Democrat socialist means is that these people voted it for themselves. That they wasn't forced into it, they voted for it.
And democratic socialism is what? Socialism in a nutshell is a piece of shit.
Yeah, right. You put sprinkles on it.
So,
and you think
so
people
basically,
like it.
basically, when they change it to democratic socialism, they're saying we're going to sprinkle some chocolate, some candy coated sprinkles on this and serve it to you as a cupcake. It's still a piece of shit.
It's still a piece of shit. Look,
it's
there's
still
corn
a piece
in
of
it.
shit.
There's corn in it.
And to the guy that loves Bernie so much, kissing ass doesn't leave a minty taste in your mouth. So I'll just put that out there for you. What? My analogies are magical. Go fuck yourself.
There's something all right.
But anyhow, an avowed socialist whose plans to include disemboweling the private healthcare system and cracking down on lending and other banking activities. Mr. Sanders is considered by many traders, investors, and bankers to be the only candidate less desirable than the widely loathed Senator Warren. That's saying a lot because
that is saying a lot.
Because Miss Faux Indian is not going to make it. Okay,
I'm more Indian than she is.
Yeah. 1023rd.
Yeah, and I consider myself a Heinz 57. 57 different flavors. That's what made me. My ancestors got kicked out of every nation in this planet, and we wound up here.
Yeah, but again, they think
You fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
your family tree is a straight line.
Oh, bullshit!
There's no branches on that bitch. I don't want to hear it.
There are two. I have seen the branches myself because I drew them on there.
Yeah, and if we look up just a couple generations, you see Billy Joe, Jim Bob, and Oda Mae Sally Sue with their nepson. I don't want to fucking hear it.
How'd you know about the Neff
You
son?
gotta try and come out of that one somehow. Come on.
I'm my own grandpa, man. Come on.
Bring it.
That was good, sir. That was very well played.
Thank you very much.
What'd you say? Neff son?
Neff son.
All right.
They're gonna have themselves a Neff son.
Oh my God, dude, that was great. If I can remember that, that'd be amazing.
And his name will be Hot Carl.
Well, it's got to be Hot Carl.
Because he's a piece of shit.
Billy Bob, Joe Bob, and
no, it's Billy, Joe, Jim Bob, and Oda Mae, Sally Sue.
Okay.
You got to have 4 first names.
I got you. How do you know their first names? It could be. Never mind.
Just fucking go. Would you go ahead?
I'm sorry. You screwed me up. So anyway, where are we at? Where are you at on here? Because I'm like right there.
I lost my spot when I was fucking with you. Go ahead. Just find something.
All right. Well, let's see. You read that one already. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm not going to read that next one right after that. Let's just go to this one. He said
Fine.
Maybe I shouldn't read that one. Succinctly summed up Wall Street's feelings, calling Mr. Sanders just as polarizing as President Trump while being worse for the country. If I'm Russian, I go with Sanders this time around, he wrote. Yeah, a guy who went to Russia for he honeymooned in Russia. Yeah, that's just funny. And he's so American, pro-America.
Dude, I'd honeymoon anywhere. I don't give a fuck. I'd go to Venezuela.
Really?
Yeah. You know how much you can get for $5 down there? Sorry. All right, go ahead.
What'll $15 get you?
Anything you want.
Anything?
Anything you want. All right, now just go. Just
all right.
Fuck it.
I'll go ahead and read the tweet.
Come on, man. We got other shit to get through, and we're running out of time.
I'll go ahead and read the tweet. He says, if Dems go on to nominate Sanders, the Russians will have to reconsider who to work for to best screw up the U.S. That's hilarious.
Shut up and keep going.
Just as polarizing as Trump, and he'll ruin our economy and doesn't care about our military.
What the fuck is an economy?
The economy, man. Come on, the economy. You know, the economy. And he doesn't care about our military. If I'm Russian, I go with Sanders this time around. That's hilarious. That's funny.
Just remember, because of all the places we're streaming on and everybody's listening to this, we're just... We are defiling most of the fucking country at this point.
We are mass communicating.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, so the post quickly attracted thousands of comments from Mr. Sanders' supporters, some of who invoked Goldman's position at the center of the 2008 financial crisis. That's
really?
Hilarious, huh?
So that was the thing.
Stinking long article, man. Holy crap!
Yes.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah, but that's really all we needed from it. That was it.
Hold on, I'm reading.
We ain't got time for that shit. Where's the Jeopardy theme when you
Holy
need it?
cow. Okay, let's look at this one. All right, so
I don't want to look at this one, but go ahead.
Last year, I'm kind of far down into it, halfway down it looks like. Last year, Mr. Sanders proposed the creation of a wealth tax on the richest Americans to help pay for his own Medicare for All health program, universal child care, and an overhaul to the housing market. That would include big subsidies for first-time homeowners. The proposed tax on the assets of households with a net worth of above $32 million, about 180,000 households in total, is projected to raise $4.35 trillion over a decade. Raising taxes on 180,000 people.
What's that smell?
Do you smell crap?
I smell bullshit somewhere.
I smell bullshit. Well, I mean, I really wouldn't say that because he's talking about basically raising the property taxes on 180,000 households, and of which case, yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. This is total.
What's going to happen if he raises these?
well, people ain't going to be able to own these homes anymore, and in which case they're going to be getting out of these homes, and they're not going to be earning that much.
It's going to be great for urban explorers.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because there are going to be a lot of abandoned fucking properties.
A lot of
around.
abandoned properties.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
That's it.
That's it?
That's all I got.
That's it.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to hammer the rest of this one home because I believe the last several notes that we have are of the same thing, just different
articles.
Yeah. But this song, you know, we've already talked about him earlier. You know him, you love him, and this goes out to our lovely buddy, the Bloomberger. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Ghost guy. Ghost guy.
If you haven't hit the deer with 3 shots, you're a pretty lousy shot. That deer deserves to get away.
You, in fact, in favor of gun confiscation?
Yes, when it comes to AR-15s and AK-47s, weapons designed for use on a military battlefield, the high-impact, high-velocity round that is fired from those weapons, when it hits your body, expends all of its kinetic energy, destroying everything.
It's legal to hunt humans with 15-round, 30-round, even 150-round magazines.
Full semi-automatic.
The ghost guy. The ghost guy.
The AR-15, for good, bad, or indifferent, is the most commonly owned in the country.
It is not common. It is unusual. And no one in this country, including owners of AR-15s and AK-47s, think that what is happening right now is okay.
I've held an AR-15 in my hand. I wish I had it. It is as heavy as 10 boxes that you might be moving. And the bullet that is utilized, a 50 caliber, these kinds of bullets, need to be licensed and do not need to be.
This is a ghost guy. This right here has the ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second. The ghost guy. The ghost guy.
And we are back.
Yeah, oops.
And I don't know why you can't hear us over YouTube. That's apologies. And by the way, I'm sorry. I just now looked at the chat, and I'll just use the last part of your name there, Frog. Yeah, you're exactly right. Fuck Bernie.
Absolutely.
Fucking right in the fucking, yeah. But all right. But now we're going to be smacking Mr. Michelle Bloomberger around a little bit. He's one of the Democratic presidential candidates. He's like the 1% bottom. Nobody's fucking voting for this guy. But he told, of all people, in Nashville, Tennessee, He told the Nashville crowd he will raise taxes and crush the NRA. Raising taxes generally pisses everybody off, not just not just the red billies. The guys that you refer to as
Fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
You're pissing everybody off. And let me remind you, Bloomberger, the guy who was the honored guest in that last remix that we put together. The NRA is the people. It's not an entity that is just a lobbyist situation. We are the NRA. I'm a lifetime member.
Right.
That man's part of the NRA too. The people are the NRA, just as the people are, the U.S. Man, but the fact that he pulled this out, I'm surprised he didn't get his ass beat right there on the spot.
No, I'm surprised they didn't boo him.
Oh man, I was
Blew him
waiting
right out of that
I was
building.
waiting for shoes and beers and everything else to go flying through the air and hit
rotten
him.
tomatoes.
Yeah, but anyhow, Democratic presidential candidate Mike Bloomberg delivered a litany of talking points that included tax hikes, gun control, and campaign appearance in Nashville. As I said, he also said he's not afraid of fellow Empire State's billionaire Donald Trump. Instead, Bloomberg went on to say Trump is afraid of him. That's kind of like saying, like the whole situation with the impeachy thingy that failed again.
Right. Yeah.
He's scared of Biden, and that's why he did such a thing. Who the fuck is afraid of the child sniffer? The children. But it sure as hell ain't the rest of the government. Nobody's afraid of Biden. Biden doesn't even know where he's at 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But back to Bloomberg. Bloomberg promised if he's elected, he will have a sparring match with the National Rifle Association. Well, guess what? Anytime you want to invite me on stage, I will destroy you, okay? Because I guarantee one of us knows more about firearms than the other.
And I'm going to be honest with you. If it wasn't for him being so outspoken about being anti-Second Amendment, he would probably have a shot. I'm just being perfectly honest with you on that because, a lot of people would look at him as a more going back to normalcy, considering they really don't see the viability of a Joe Biden, campaign, especially considering the man's broke. But they don't see him as being viable anymore. And he would be more of a go back to the normalcy, go back to the status quo, if you will.
But yet, right as of now, according to the numbers, he is the bottom of the barrel.
But that's kind of unfair, though, because with the exception of some places, he really hasn't done much campaigning. And he hasn't participated with the debates yet. He really hasn't done any of that.
No, but he spends a lot of fucking money on ads.
He does in some places, but I mean, he's not
like here
really out on the campaign trail right now.
I can't even watch my fucking television because after every fucking commercial, there's going to be a Bloomberg ad.
I've not seen one.
I'm going to end up busting my fucking screen.
Don't do that.
I'm telling you, I'm going to throw my shoe at the TV and it's all going to be over. Yeah. No, Bloomberg, and you said going back to the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to elaborate on that just a little bit because, like the Squad, the amazing breathing potato, Cortez and Talib and brother fucker Amar. Yes, I said that. I don't give a shit. This isn't politically correct. Political correctness poisons
exactly
the system.
What she did. She, married her husband to gain citizenship.
Yeah. But they the new way forward is what they're trying basically what they're trying to call it.
Mm-hmm.
The new way forward is basically the old way, and it's terrifying. What they want to do is they want to revert everything that's been done, especially under the Trump administration, and go back to the status quo, which unfortunately, gave us 5 years of dead GDP. for those of you who live under a rock and don't know what I'm talking about, gross domestic product, it stayed at 1.6 over 5 years.
And they were calling that good.
Yeah.
They were calling that the best that we will ever be able to do ever.
Yeah, and yet we're at 2.5% as of current today during the stock markets. How would I know? I own stocks.
And I love it how whenever President Trump was on the campaign trail talking that he would do this, that he would get our GDP up, Obama's reaction was, with what magical wand? He did it.
Well, apparently he unzipped his pants and waved the magical wand right in fucking Obama's face.
Mushroom stamp. Whoosh. Right there. There it is.
The magic wand is swinging. But still, it's, you see where I was going with this. They're wanting to go back to like the Obama era where everything is, actually terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, the gift that keeps on giving, and we've talked about
Syphilis?
it a lot. Yeah. No, yeah. It's like syphilis. It's called Obamacare. It's, did you just unzip your dick?
No, I zipped. No, it was my vest, you goober.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Keep talking. A lot.
Anyhow, Obamacare is remember, it went into courts and it was like, well, it's not a tax. Well, now it's a tax. Well, now it's not a tax. They kept going back and forth, and when the court said, well, it's unconstitutional if it's not a tax, all of a sudden it's a tax. And it's costing us a shit ton of money. Everybody's talking about the presidential debt and that President Trump has added to that, and it's just astronomical. Well, let me remind you of something. His is actually a fraction compared to what Obama did in 4 years, let alone 8. In the first 4 years of the anointed one being president, he doubled the debt of every single president combined.
Yep.
And that's from George Washington to fucking George Bush. Okay.
And they like to say, what was it, Clinton that was operating, that he cleared out the deficit? No. He just operated his presidency in the black. He didn't incur any additional debt whenever he walked in, or whenever he left that he walked in.
No, because the surplus actually started under the Reagan administration, but we're not gonna get into that because that's gonna take too long. Let's go back to Bloomberg.
Okay,
A Bloomberg presidency would be basically all and out psychotic. The man, I don't give a shit how he amassed his money and everything. He's not a smart man. I believe everybody else actually did this for him because he doesn't know anything about economics. He definitely doesn't know anything about inner city, which is the reason why he's no longer, in his post of mayor.
Right.
Yeah, he got voted out, and of course, the person that took over for him is just as terrifying, if not more terrifying. But his thoughts on economy, his thoughts on the Second Amendment and the Constitution, stuff like that. See, they like to throw that around now, especially between Bloomberg, Pelosi, Schumer, and all them. They like to use that word. I don't think they realize what that means, because everything that they do is so anti-Constitution. It's absolutely maddening. But we're stuck with it. We're stuck with them at least for a while longer until people get smart and actually vote them out. But, let's get back to Bloomberg and his guns. Bloomberg said he would take on the NRA, did he not?
Yep.
He also said, they were talking about the Colorado laws and about these other laws that they're trying to push through. And he said that, and these are his words, in Colorado, we got a law passed. The NRA went after 2 or 3 senators in a part of Colorado where I don't think there's even roads. So you're all backwoods, Again, let's just use this and get it over with.
You fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
We tried to help him, but the bottom line is the law is on the books and being enforced. You can get depressed about the progress, but on the other hand, you're saving a lot of lives. That's not true at all. In fact, that law that he's talking about has actually, at this point, actually cost lives. But we're not going to get into that right now. We're just literally talking about how badly this man would be, and what he thinks about you, what he thinks about the people. He thinks you're dumbasses.
Yeah.
You are subjects to them. See, that's the problem, especially with the Democrats. They believe that you are subjects to them, and that's it. You elected them, so they are your kings. That's exactly how they're acting.
And that's backwards. You know, because that's the thing. He's not my lord. He's not my king. He's my butler. That's what the president is. He is a servant to the people.
Right.
You know, he's our butler, and that's what these people have lost track of. They think that they're the almighty, almighty end all be all of opinion and how things should run. But it's like, no, that's not the case. You're supposed to represent me. You represent the people. You're supposed to do my will and my bidding.
Right. Well, and then you got, and let's add Joe Child Sniffer Biden into this one. Remember, he says that that gun owners, especially with like AK-47s and AR-15s, they couldn't possibly beat the government's F-15s. May I refer to him to the Middle East?
Right.
Because a bunch of people in sandals with nothing but AK-47s and rudimentary weapons are actually slowing down progress.
And that's the thing too, and I mentioned this to you off air. I hate this type of an argument. What's an AK-47 going to do up against an F-15? What's it going to do up against a tank? It's like, well, okay, if that's your argument, that if it doesn't matter that I have an AR-15 or an AK-47 because I'm not going to be able to compete with what the government has,
right?
Then why is the government so hell-bent on getting it out of my hands?
But remember, this is what Biden said, though. He said, those who say the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots, he's missing part of the line. It's the blood of patriots and tyrants, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
He goes, well, it's a great line. Well, guess what? The fact is, if you're going to take on the government, you need an F-15 with Hellfire missiles. There's no way an AK-47 is going to take care of you if you're worried about the government knocking down your door. Question. How are they going to knock down a door with an F-15? Does he know about how much it costs to operate one F-15, let alone a group of them? And
just to start the things up and get them off the, get them off the runway is expensive as hell.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Biden said over 58% of the NRA members says you can't own an assault weapon. That's a comment taken out of context, considering what they're talking about is there's no such thing as an assault weapon. He's just too fucking stupid to figure this one out. I mean, that's what they're meaning by that.
Well, and that's part of the problem, though, too, because according to, people like Joe Biden, an assault weapon is an AR-15. But according to the dictionary and according to most gun owners, no, an AK-15, AK-47 and an AR-15 is not an assault weapon. Because they like to flip-flop some of the definitions to really confuse people on what it is they're talking about, because everybody's afraid of the assault weapon. Ooh, it's bad, it's deadly, oh, holy crap. But, they're failing to look at the actual definition of what it is. An AR-15 is not an assault weapon, even though they try to call it.
Well, last
an
time I
assault
checked,
weapon.
it's not 3-round bursts or fully automatic.
And therefore, it's not an assault weapon.
Right.
And in which case, an assault weapon is already illegal to own by most people unless you have a FBI, some type of a pass or, creds, whatever. You got to, it's special licensing to even own one.
Right. Exactly. But anyhow, we've only got one thing left, so let's just go ahead and go to it. Did anybody watch the Oscars? I sure as fuck didn't. Did you?
Oscars?
What are the Oscars?
I didn't even know such a thing existed.
Well, apparently it's a platform for the uninformed and the entertainers to talk about things that they don't know anything about. And apparently a Wisconsin dairy farmer told Joaquin Phoenix to basically go fuck himself.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He went on an anti-dairy Oscar speech. Dead serious.
Wait, hold on. Are you telling me that Joaquin Phoenix, with his Oscar speech, he was talking bad and talking against dairy products?
Yeah, and this is what he said. This is what he said in his little speechy thing in particular. He says, "We go into the natural world and we plunder it for its resources. We feel entitled to artificially inseminate a cow, and then when she gives birth, we steal her baby, even though her cries of anguish are unmistakable. Then we take her milk that's intended for her calf and we put it in her coffee and her cereal." There was a Wisconsin dairy farmer who basically just flipped out and said, he objected completely. He says, he said, Phoenix did not know enough about the subject to speak about with such conviction. We just wave it off and go, "Hey, ding dong, you don't have any idea what's going on out here at the farm. Who holds a dairy?" This guy actually holds a dairy science degree, by the way, from Ohio State University.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually the director of the Waukesha County Farm Bureau.
Yes.
So he knows a little bit about this.
I think he knows a thing or two. He's educated.
Yeah. Well, he says I would love it if he'd come out for a couple hours. That would be awesome. That's an invite, Mr. Phoenix. Come on out and see what it's like. What life is like on the farm. He says, we have a real important we have real important jobs in the world. We help feed the world. It's kind of important that people have to eat. And what do you do, Mr. Phoenix? Oh yeah, you entertain.
Yeah, the world would be just fine without an actor or two, but you get rid of the farmers that are feeding America, and now we've got some problems. Ask Venezuela.
Right.
Like how I spun that around right there. That was good, right?
But this guy's an important actor, and he believes that taking his little award and everything should give him the right to say things about things that he doesn't know.
But that's the problem, though. I mean, these guys live in their glass houses. They are cut off. They are separated from what's going on in the world. All they have around them is a bunch of yes men that just want to, tell them how wonderful and amazing that they are. And they really have no clue what's going on in society, what's going on in the world. I mean, holy crap. Taylor Swift now has a little series documentary thingamajigger on Netflix. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, really, you have no idea what you're talking about, honey. You just don't know.
You mean people in glass houses sink ships?
Yeah, people in glass houses sink ships.
Why don't you make like a tree and get the fuck out of here?
I love that old man. I want to buy him a book of Proverbs one of these days. But that's the thing. If people just, ignore their Twitter unless they like it for the, the entertainment value.
I do.
Yeah, and some of it's pretty fun, but it's like, quit looking at these people as your moral guide, your whatever, the person whom you look up to because of their beliefs, and understand what they are.
Entertainers.
Yeah, you're an entertainer. Just because you live in your nice glass house, and you sink ships when you start talking shit.
What a night. But that being said, I do believe that was all we actually had for the night anyway.
That was it. We ran over, sir.
I didn't really look into the Oscars, like you said, because nobody gives a fuck.
And I don't care.
Yeah.
The Oscars happen. Yay, yank, yank.
Yeah. But that being said, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight, especially all you newcomers. I was kind of surprised as to how many in the last day or two that have popped up. But
Right.
thank you very much for joining us and dealing with our our crazy. But,
And yeah, we did crazy.
But our crazy is probably
we are our own breed of crazy.
Yeah, but our crazy is probably their crazy. You never know that.
Well, that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd hate to be normal. Normal scares me.
Normal people scare me. They have something to hide.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that being said, we are out of here for the night. We'd like to thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be back next week.
Y'all have a good one.
We're out of here.